everybody, let's go ahead and grab those weights. It's time to work. You're going to take a weight in each hand, separate your feet out wide, heels in, toes out. Squat down low as you bring those weights to touch in front of your chest with those elbows nice and soft. And then stand up nice and tall. Every time you stand up, it's like you're drawing those inner thighs closer together. Even though they're not going to touch, it's like you're trying to make them touch. Keeping those arms up nice and high. The focus on this workout is going to be a lot of leg, a lot of booty, and a lot of arm. That doesn't mean that you don't forget about your abs. Hold it down nice and low, squat it out. Little tiny pulses on this next one, just through the legs. Keep the arms nice and still so the abs are still drawn in to help support you. Now hold that squat and start pulsing through those arms. Nice work, guys. Make sure that you're breathing through this. See if you can squat down a little bit lower. Now we're going to pulse through the arms and the legs, making sure that those shrug muscles aren't firing. See if you can get the back of the arm to do a little bit more work. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and stand on up. Squat down low with the arms out wide. Draw little circles forward on the arms, like no bigger than a baseball on this. If you need to ditch the weights through this, because I know they're probably already feeling heavy, you totally can. Go ahead and reverse on this next one. Squat down a little bit lower. There you go, you totally got it. Nice work. Go ahead and come on up, squat down again. I know, lift that right heel up. Little tiny pulses, arms and legs. Remember, if we do it on one side, we're going to do it on the next side too, so just get ready for it. You might as well now. Come on up, let's switch and go to the other side. Opposite heel pops up, little tiny pulses. Good work, guys, keep it up. Getting a little warm. There we go. Go ahead and come on up, squat down low. Last set, both heels are going to lift. If this doesn't work, just take the heels down. Finding that stability through the ankles, pulsing the arms, pulsing the legs. You got it. Last big push on this one. Nice. Go ahead and come on up. Go ahead and come on in. Separate your feet out about shoulder width distance apart. Go into your bicep curls all the way down, halfway up. We're working into our 21s and we're going to do a few sets here. So it's 7, 7, and 7, all the way up halfway down now. 7 times 3 is 21, so you see where I'm going with that, yeah. Working the bicep in every single range of motion and direction. All the way down, all the way up, getting those knuckles all the way down to the ground, all the way back up to the shoulder. Make sure that your knees are soft. Draw those abs in a little bit more. There you go, you got it. Set number 2, all the way down, halfway up, or right back into it. Drop those shoulders down a little bit more. Nice work, all the way down, halfway down, all the way up. I'm sorry about that. Good work, guys. There you go, all the way down, all the way up. Push through this. I know that those biceps are starting to burn, especially if you're using some heavy weights, but you can do it. We're not here all that long. There we go. Last set, all the way down, halfway up. See what you can change here on your form and make it a little bit stronger, and then make that change, guys. All the way up, halfway down. Remember, you don't have to keep with my own pace, just make sure you're doing 7 of each. Full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. Good work, everybody. Push through it. Almost there. Nice, guys. Make sure that those knees are still staying soft. All right, go ahead and shake that one off. We're going to go into a lateral lunge. So come to one side of your mat. You're going to step that foot out nice and wide, lunge down low. You can keep the arms next to you on this one. I prefer to have the weights in front of my chest, but do whatever works the best for your body today. We're not going to be incorporating any specific arm movement into this. I want you to find that deep lateral lunge. As you take that leg out to the side, if you need to turn the toe out, go ahead and go for it. Hold it down on this next one, little tiny pulses. Working through those inner thighs, working through those outer thighs, lifting up those booties. I know we all want that. We're going to go to the other side now, so walk to the other side of your mat. Same thing, other side. Drive through that heel to push yourself up. Nice work, guys. Make sure that when you're lunging that you can see all 5 of those lunging toes so that you can keep those ankles and those knees nice and healthy and happy. There we go. Notice if you feel any difference from one side to the other. Just becoming a little bit more aware of where your body is in space. Hold it down, pulse it out. Nice work, guys. Perfect. Go ahead and come out of that. Shake it off. Pull the shoulders out. There we go. Going into our serve. Bending and extending from those elbows. When you press the weights up, they're going to come up in line with your shoulders. Bending those elbows back to your rib cage, pressing them right back up. I want you to see if you can keep the collarbone a little bit wider on this. When those elbows draw back, see if you can pinch those shoulder blades down and together behind you. Hold those arms up, little tiny pulses. So the shoulder blades are still engaged on the back body even when the arms are lifted up high. Single arm bicep curl. Keeping those weights up in line with the shoulders as you alternate the bicep curl. If this doesn't work with you in your body today, take those arms back down and alternate the bicep curl just like we did earlier. Perfect, getting that full extension through those arms. Draw those abs in a little bit deeper. Everybody's looking good. All right, shake that one off. Roll those shoulders out. You're gonna come to one side of your mat. We're gonna go into some lunge work. So we're gonna stay on the same leg. So lunging forward and then stepping back. If it doesn't feel good on your knees to lunge forward, you can always lunge backwards or vice versa. Doing it whatever feels better on your knees. Regardless, you should be able to see all 5 of those front lunging toes. Just keeping those weights next to us to start. We'll incorporate them in a minute, so don't worry about it. I got you on those arms. I want you to see if you can get that back knee to tap. So holding the lunge down now, lunge all the way down, come all the way back up. If that doesn't work, that's all right. Making sure that the ears are stacked over the shoulders and the hips. Drawing those abs in. Nice, there we go. Holding it down, little tiny pulses. I want you to see if you can squeeze the butt cheek of the back leg more so you get more release through that back hip flexor. Nice work. Go ahead and come on up. Take both of your weights into your back leg hand, and we're going to go into a single arm row. If you need to ditch one of the weights with this, you totally can. That opposite hand can go onto your thigh or onto your hip. Bending and extending from that elbow, bringing the elbow all the way up to your waist. Finding that tricep kick back now. That elbow stays glued into your rib cage. Extend the weights even further behind you. See if you can get the weights to come above that booty. Nice work, guys. Stretch those knuckles all the way back. Hold it back, flip the palm, pulse the arm up and down towards the sky. Drop that shoulder down into your socket and know that that arm is burning. This is the last thing we have on this side. Nice work. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to find the lunge first on the opposite leg. Good work, guys. If one side lunge looks different than the other, like mine does, that's totally okay. Keeping those abs drawn in. Driving through that front heel to stand up nice and tall. Hold it on this next one. Lunge all the way down. Come all the way up. Finding that stretch through that hip flexor, the engagement on all of the muscles on the back of that front leg. Nice work, guys. Breathe a little deeper. There we go. Hold it down, pulse it out. Get that knee even closer to the ground, even lower. Engage your glutes even deeper through that front leg. Perfect. Take those weights into that opposite hand now. Lunge forward. Hinge forward through that upper body. Start with the row. Bending and extending from that elbow, getting that elbow to come in towards that rib cage. Nice work. Make sure that those shoulders are dropped. That collarbone is wide. The neck is long with this. So don't want to see any of those wrinkles in the back of the neck. Make sure that that neck is relaxed. There's space between your chin and your chest. Going into that tricep kick back. Extend those knuckles back a little bit further. There we go. Okay, guys, almost there. Hold it back, flip the palm, pulse those weights up and down towards the sky. Get the arm up even higher. Drop that shoulder down a little bit more. Almost there, everybody. Nice, good work. Go ahead and come out of it, shake it off. Let's go into some shoulder work. So standing up nice and tall, open the elbows out wide, press the arms up to the sky, and then bend those elbows back to a 90-degree angle. If you are more comfortable sitting down on your booty to do this, you totally can. That's up to you. I'm standing with this with my knees nice and soft, but you do what works the best for your body today. Focusing now on just that right arm all the way up, all the way down. If you press the weight up to the sky and you feel the muscles that you use to shrug starting to work, don't take the weight up as high. Focus more on that pull down, getting your armpit muscles in the back of your arms to fire. Switch and go to the other side. Getting rid of that little jiggle through the back of your arm when you wave. Yeah, that's part of what this one does. Nobody wants that. That's not good. Nice work, guys. Soften those knees a little bit more. Pulse both arms up and down just an inch. Focus on the pulse down, not on the push up. Full range of motion all the way up, all the way down. And you know your shoulders hurt. That's the idea. Looking good for those tank tops. Tight winter sweaters, whatever it is. Good work, guys. Shake that one off. We're going to switch weights. So you can keep with the weights that you have. If you have a heavier set of weights, go ahead and grab those. Separate those feet out. Squat down low. Stand up tall. We're going to incorporate in the arms in a second, so don't worry about that. Find the squat first, making sure that you can wiggle and relax all 10 of your toes, driving that weight through your heels, engaging your glutes every time you stand up, finding that extension through your hips. Like you're sinking back and down into a chair, hold it down and pulse it out on this next one. So we're going to break up every progression with a set of pulses. Lucky for you, your body can do this today. Squat down low, stand up and add in a bicep curl when you stand up. I'm doing a hammer curl with my palms facing each other. If you want to do palms facing forward, that's cool. Doesn't matter to me. Do what works the best for you today. Standing up nice and tall every time you come out of that squat. Hold it down and pulse it out. I told you, every time we move between sets, you're going into a set of pulses. You're here, you might as well, right? Go ahead and come on up, press the weight straight up to the sky after that bicep curl. So you're adding in a shoulder press from the bicep curl. It's kind of like a variation on the thruster-ish, minus that bicep curl part. Just getting a little bit more functionality through the movement. Nice work, guys. Remember, you can go faster or slower than me, holding it down for those pulses. Pulse lower. Get that butt down lower. You know you can. Nice. Go ahead and come all the way up, all the way down through those weights. Now that you have the movement, we're going to do it a few times. You might as well. You're here and we don't have long, so we got to make sure that we maximize our time together, right? Drive those weights all the way up to the sky. Good. Pulse it out. Sink down lower. Draw the abs down deeper. Perfect. All the way up, all the way down on those weights. Moving through that full range of motion squat. Lift in those booties. We all want that tight butt, right? Perky booty. Somebody once called it the shot glass ass in one of my classes. I get it. I had to have it explained to me, I won't even lie, but I do get it now. Hold it down, pulse it out. Nice work. Go ahead and come on up. we are going to go into a little bit of some deadlift work. So feet are hip width distance apart and parallel. You're sliding the weights all the way down right below your kneecaps and then standing right back up. I want you to focus on sticking your butt back and out behind you, but the back flat and long and the neck relaxed as you go through this. Keep the knees soft. And I want you to see if you can get the abs to draw in even deeper. Can you get that rib cage to grab onto those abs a little bit more so that you have a little bit more support for that low back as you go through this. Hold it down and pulse it out, up and down just an inch. Relax that neck one more time. Relax through your shoulders one more time. Nice. Go ahead and come on up. All the way down. All the way back up. Drive that booty back behind you, hinging from those hips. Good work, guys. Where's that breath? You should be hearing yourself breathe through this. Big inhales through your nose, big exhales all the way out of that mouth. Flatten out that back a little bit more. Hold it down, pulse it out again. Switching up speed, switching up range of motion so we can trick our muscles and get longer, leaner muscles through all of our exercises. Nice work. Go ahead and come all the way up, all the way down. Full range of motion again. Multiple sets on this deadlift, making sure that you're driving through your heels. You should be able to wiggle all 10 of those toes. Nice work, guys. Keep going. Last big push here. Squeeze that butt a little bit more. Hold it down and pulse it out. Wiggle your toes. Relax through your toes. Good work. Go ahead and come on up. Go ahead and shake it off. Roll those shoulders out a couple of times. We're going to go into some balance work. So take one foot forward. Extend your arms out in front of you. Extend your leg back behind you. And then you're going to teeter-totter forward, drawing those fingertips down towards the ground and then standing up nice and tall. Draw the abs in. Find more length through the spine. It doesn't matter how high that back leg lifts behind you, as long as those abs are staying drawn in and those hips stay facing the ground. So if you need to flex the foot to square off the hip, go ahead and go for it. I always think of that bird dipping into a glass of water to get a drink when I do this one. That's how I feel. I kind of also feel like a seesaw. It's okay. This is such good work for that ankle stability. It also stretches out that hamstring, which I know has been working hard. We're going to go to the other side. Opposite foot comes forward. Extend those arms out. Hinge forward. And then stand up nice and tall. If you want this harder, that back leg needs to stay lifted. So when you stand up nice and tall, those toes don't touch the ground. If you need that little break, you let the toe tap and then you go back into the exercise. Balance is different every single day for every single person, so you need to find where your body is at today. And if you do this tomorrow, it might look completely different. Be patient with yourself. It's a journey. Right? Not the destination. That ankle stability is super, super important so that you have really good balance and you don't fall over, mostly, because falling is embarrassing. I would know. I've done it a lot. Nice work, guys. Bring it in, shake it off. We're going to grab onto those heavy set of weights again. Just one this time. We're going to do an arm set. So you're going to come down onto your hands and knees, find your tabletop position, Go through a couple of cat-cows, opening up through that back just a little bit before we do that arm stuff. If the heavy weight doesn't work for you today, you can always switch for the lighter weight. You will feel this one pretty quickly, especially through the shoulders. So once you find that tabletop, take the weight in one arm. We're going to start with a single arm row. So you've been here before. You should know what this feels like. You're just in a different position when you do it now. Every time that elbow comes up, that elbow comes all the way up past your rib cage. I want you to think about the shoulder blades drawing closer together on that back body. Hold it up and go into your tricep kickbacks on this next one. We want you to think about the elbow staying fixed in space and the knuckles pushing all the way back behind you. Find more extension. And this is where it gets heavy, going into a reverse fly. So when that weight comes down, you're going to open that weight out to the side in line with your shoulder, like you're hugging around a really big beach ball. When you do this, because that heavy weight is, heavy, I want you to see if anything else moves and then make it not move. And now we go to the other side, starting with that row. Start building that mindfulness of how one side feels different from your first side and what you need to do to change to make both sides feel the same. Good, go into that tricep kickback. Drop your shoulders down into those sockets. Wiggle your toes if you need to. Extend those knuckles even further back behind you. Good, going into that fly. So bring that weight down, open the arm out to the side in line with the shoulder, and then draw that weight right back down, like you're hugging around a really big ball that's right out in front of your chest. So you have a slight bend through that lifting elbow, keeping that joint nice and soft. Let the shoulder do the lifting. There we go. Come on up, stretch it out. That reverse fly never gets any easier for me. Nice work, guys. We're going to go ahead and grab onto those weights again. We're going to go into a kettlebell sumo high lift. So start with the kettlebell swing first, bringing those weights up in line with the shoulders. Feet are wide on the kettlebell swing. If you need to watch the demo video again, go ahead and go for it. I don't want the weights coming all the way up to the sky. That's too much pressure on the shoulders. Bring them up in line with the shoulders. So the sumo high pull is just bending the elbows now, bringing the weights up to the collarbone, and then dropping them right back down. Find the grip that feels the best with both of the weights. If you have a kettlebell, you could use the kettlebell for this part instead. It's up to you. Go back into those kettlebell swings. Dumbbells are totally fine. It's just a little awkward with both of them, so find the grip that works the best for you. But let the momentum help you. So see if you can go a little bit faster, get that heart rate up a little bit higher. Nice, go back into those high pulls. Good work, guys. Sink down lower through that squat. Draw those abs in a little bit deeper. Perfect. Go back into the swings. Find the extension of the hips. So as you squeeze the butt and the weights fly up, the hips drive forward, drawing those abs in. You got it, you got it. Get that heart rate up, might as well. Go back into the pulls. Sink lower through the squat. There we go, there we go. Wiggle all 10 of those toes. Make sure you're driving through those heels. Breathe, guys, you got it. Good, nice work. Go ahead and take those weights, place them down onto the ground. Go ahead and come to one end of your mat or the other. You know that we end all of our workouts with our Pilates push-up, but since this is a leg and arm workout, you're doing 3 push-ups, 3 sets. Nice work. Go ahead and come all the way back down. Knock it out. Set is 3 push-ups, building all the way up to that. Inhale, your hands come up above your head. Tuck your chin, roll all the way down. Walk it all the way out. Do it from your knees if you need to. Good work today, everybody. Go ahead and bring it all the way in. Roll all the way up nice and slowly. When you get to the top, take those shoulders up, back, and down into those sockets. Good work today, everybody.